Well, that was a disaster. Whatever happened there, I have no idea. So, screw it. Technology is painful. We're going to try it again. Okay, it seemed to work that time. Well, all right. Hey, it's me, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets, mixing things up a bit for a few reasons. Last night's post-game press conference after that embarrassing 140-120 loss to the Sacramento Kings, plus Coach Silas's post-game comments. I want to play that in case you haven't heard it, but also want to share some info about how you can make a donation or contribution to help out the citizens of Turkey. And after that devastating earthquake that destroyed much of the border there between Turkey and Syria. And of course, Alperen Şengün is a Houston Rocket and is from Turkey. Alp said last night that his family is okay. He wasn't directly impacted, friends or relatives, anything of that sort, but still it's his country and he loves his people. He wants to help his people any way he can. So with that, I'm going to put on the screen a slide and we get it here. I'll read it for you as well. Volunteers who are willing to send in kind assistance to those in need in Turkey affected by the earthquakes are kindly asked to send the following items to the Turkish Consulate General in Houston by mail or through in person until 4 p.m. each day. The donations will be sent to Turkey via Turkish Airlines. Please make sure you make a list of the items that you are providing. The address is 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050 in H-Town. The items include winter clothes, adult and children, coats, jackets, raincoats, boots, sweatshirts, sweatpants, pants, gloves, handwear, scarves, shawls, berets, hats, socks, underwear. Other things like tents, beds, mattresses, blankets, sleeping bags, heaters, flashlights, power bank, generators, and of course, food packages, durable food items, specifically canned goods, baby food, diapers, cleaning and hygiene materials, and sanitary pads. So all those items are needed. And if you are able to make a donation, please visit the Turkish Consulate General in Houston. The address, once again, is 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050. You can mail items to that address, or if you want to drop it by in person, you can do that until 4 p.m. each day for drop-off. I'll put up a slide later on in this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. So thank you for that. Please generate help if you can. WK, how are you doing? Not the typical Saturday for Let's Talk Houston Rockets, so I'm not expecting a huge turnout crowd tonight, but I'm going to I want to get your thoughts, WK. You're the first one to chime in with a comment on the YouTube comment section. What are your thoughts on Coach Stephen Silas' reactions, his frustrations, his slamming the table after the Rockets looked like trash with lack of effort for the second game in a row? What are your thoughts on what he said? Players, Jalen Green and Al P said that he was right. Coach was right to be upset, angry. Practice today, after the film session, the video session, the players agreed. A lot of my bad, this, that, and the other. Jay Shante, you see things on film, it looks different. We didn't give effort. Hell, we said some of that here on Saturdays. Let's Talk Houston Rockets after they gave up 1-5-3 in OKC, the lack of effort. So Jerry says he wished he would have called him out before last night. It's valid. Well, it's first time he did it publicly. Well, I don't want to say first time. He did it a few games ago, not as angry as last night. I think I was at a U of H game the first time I did it a couple of games ago, and my colleagues at that time said this was as angry as they've seen Stephen Silas. Well, last night trumped that. So I think WK a little bit accurate here as well. Seems a little out of character. Maybe he's feeling the pressure. As becomes more clear, he may not exceed last year's win total. I think that's also part of it. And I'm going to play the clip for those, if you're a Rocket fan, I'm not sure how you missed it. Rockets Twitter was all over it, but I'm going to play it again, see if I can pull it up here with me and my limited technology self. But here we go. Last night's post-game press conference from Rockets head coach Stephen Silas.
The effort.
Just to close hard or just even throughout the possession?
It was getting into the body, getting over the screen, being in help, sprinting the closeouts, doing what we're supposed to do, acting as if it doesn't matter. It matters. It matters. Disappointing. These are the lessons we have to learn, I guess, and all that stuff, but that's not right. What we did tonight on that floor was not right. It's not right.
Is there any explanation for the inconsistency in the effort? Because there are moments where they play very hard through the course of the entire game.
It's youth. It's, are we going out there and doing everything that we can possibly do to win the game? Or are we just going out there and playing the game? That's what it is. It's disappointing.
You talked about pride before the game. How disappointing was it to see this after what happened on Saturday?
I mean, they can score. This team can score. They can score. They're right at the top of the league. But just letting guys just line up a wide open threes, like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We've had a stretch of this season, these last couple games, where this is not how we're supposed to play, and it's not doing all the things that we've been talking about all season long. It's not.
The two games in Sacramento, there were some similarities with, Lyles coming off the bench and scoring in bunches, and they had some open three-pointers there as well. But would you characterize this as a regression from that, or more of the same, or what?
More of the same, I guess. More of the same.
Does it seem like the guys aren't communicating with each other on the defensive end?
They're not giving the effort on the defensive end. They're not getting after it like they're supposed to. They're not getting into their man and fighting over and helping each other. They're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Well, there it is right there. Not doing what they're supposed to do. Put this up from WK. If it matters who got put on the bench for not doing what was right. Interesting thought. Jerry, will put yours up as well. I don't, talk radio, I don't listen to it anymore. Scripted. That didn't seem scripted, but I was kind of, when he said that it was more of the same of the first two matchups in Sacramento. Well, coach, if it's more of the same, then why are you so pissed off by last night's performance? If it's more of the same, if it wasn't a regression, if that performance Monday night was not a regression, and it's more of the same, then that's a problem. So that is interesting. That comment was interesting, and I'm going to try to put this up. Neck that I don't want to disrespect you by mispronouncing your name, so I apologize if I got the first part wrong. But thank you for chiming in. Well, thank you, Slim Boss, Terry Agent. How are you doing? And once again, I'm going to put on the screen for those who missed it a few minutes ago. Here is info of how you can help the people of Turkey to make a donation to the Turkish Consulate General in Houston. There are the items on the screen: clothes, coats, jackets, raincoats, boots, sweatshirts, sweatpants, gloves, scarves. You know what everyone needs over there. You see the devastation, and thousands of folks have lost their lives. My goodness, it's just traumatic. Tents, bedding, mattresses, blankets, sleeping bags, heaters, thermoses, flashlights, generators, canned goods, baby food, diapers, cleaning and hygiene products. At the address to the Consul General is 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050, Houston, Texas. You can drop it off there by 4 p.m. daily, make the donations, contributions to the Consulate General office at Houston at 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050. So just keep that in mind. Rockets gave up 293 points last 2 games. That's hard to do. I mean, that is really hard to do. It's embarrassing. And I go back to it one more time. I said it last night at the end of the game, or in the fourth quarter, when Malik Monk, after he made his 3rd straight wide open 3, and the Kings went 9 for 11 from 3. What the hell does Lionel Hollins do? Why was he here? What did he do on the sideline? I'm not going to say who, but 2 of my colleagues made jokes, basically along the lines of collect a check, basically, or nod off on the bench. I mean, that's pretty much the sentiment of what Lionel Hollins has done this season for the Rockets and the Rockets defense. It's embarrassing. It's disgraceful. The lack of effort. Coach Silas is frustrated. I think he's gone. We all know it. Writing's on the wall. He knows it. And let me see if I'm going to play this. I'm going to see if I can pull it up without any issues. So give me a moment. But the comment, it's almost 3 minutes from Coach Kelvin Sampson today in his media session. But the last 10 seconds or so relate to this and what I think WK said a few moments ago. So let me see if I can pull it up here. All right, here we go. Let's listen to it. Hope it works. Coach, what are your thoughts on Tremon's passing ability, his playmaking ability? Now it's improved.
Yeah, that's another area that we've really been working on. You know, when you catch the ball, there's 3 things you should do right away, and you should make quick, decisive decisions. Pass it, shoot it, or dribble it, but don't hold it. Don't hold it. This isn't Mr. Ed the Horse where you paw on the ground to tell us you want a piece of corn or something. Move the ball, son. You know, catch it, move it, catch it, shoot it, or catch it and go. You know, Tremont early in the year, everything was terminating with him. The ball was sticking. The ball's sticking. Okay, there's an issue. We have to clean that up. But the NBA has a top 100 camp at University of Virginia's building in Charlottesville. I remember going to watch Tremont play in that top 100 players in the country. The team that Tremont was on, the point guard didn't show up. I don't know what the reasons were, but Tremont wound up having to play point guard for his team that week. And he wound up, and he led the entire, it might have been 2.5 days. It's not like it was a week. But they played 2 or 3 games a day, but Tremont led that thing in assist. Now, sometimes outside influences want to tell these kids how to play. I have zero interest in outside influences' opinions on how our players are going to play. So we've instructed Tremont to be aggressive. We put him in more pick and rolls. Matter of fact, when Jamal got in foul trouble the other day, I ran a lot of stuff with Tremont being the point guard. That tells you what he can do. Sometimes showing confidence in the kid is all he needs. So with Tremont, quit holding it, move it, but make the right play. His shot selection this year has not been very good at times, but having him have, and I think that's his 3rd straight good game. He's had about 3 games where he was very decisive with his decision making, and the ball was moving when it hit his hands, and that makes our offense better. You know, there's a difference in holding the ball And then all of a sudden the offense becomes stagnant versus moving the ball and it's free flowing. That's one of the reasons why we scored 80 points this time versus 55 the last. The ball was moving a lot better. And you're always fighting that. Because you tell them to do it doesn't mean they're always going to do it. But that's where having a bench serves as a motivator too.
There it is. Just because you tell them something doesn't mean they're always going to do it. But that's where having a bench serves as a motivator. So to me, that is Coach Kelvin Sampson saying, if they're not doing what's right, I sit their butts down. That's what it is. When I heard Coach Sampson say that, that's why I posted the clip on the YouTube community tab, because I was waiting for Rocket Fan to comment on those last few seconds of what Coach said today in answering my question. That's what you have a bench for. Motivate. Y'all know I'm old school. Y'all know it. You follow me on Twitter, YouTube. You know, I don't play this bull. Okay. You don't give me effort. You don't do the right things and plays and hustle. I'm gonna sit your ass down. I'm not worried about your feelings. I don't care if you're all pro. I don't care if you're making way more money than me. I don't care. I'm not concerned with that. You make winning plays. You don't, you're gonna sit down and think about it. That's simple to me. Okay, that's how I think. But you know, I've been considered old school. I've been considered too old, grumpy old man. KG, you don't know what you're talking about, man. It's a new generation. You don't know these kids today. It's different with them. Blah, blah, blah. Winning habits are winning habits. Doing what's right, that doesn't go out of style to me. It will never go out of style to me. You do what's right. You earn your playing time. You play. If you muck up, then you're going to sit down. That's me. And that's Coach Kelvin Sampson. So just your thoughts on that. Like I said, those last 10 seconds, I'm sure Rocket fans, Deverick, Terry, WK, WK said right here, that's what they call coaching. So, and ball movement, another part of it. So, and this is an issue, but clearly, Kevin Porter Jr. clearly is not James Harden. Okay? But James Harden made a living out of pounding the air out of the ball and either getting a bucket or getting assists. It took him a long time to get it. He made dribble until there's 5, 4, 3, and then pass it to a teammate. So if the pounding the air to the ball works a lot, people accept it. But when you just dribble between your legs and it goes nowhere, except in a brick, people have issue with it. Ball movement, and this is another thing. You know, Steven Silas will be gone. Okay, he's fired. He's not gonna come back. He will not coach the Rockets next season. But I've maintained this for a while. When some of the fans talk about play calling, you can question his rotations and not sitting guys down and not holding guys accountable when they mess up. Hey, I got no problem with that. But too many friends, fans, colleagues talk about the play calling. Ball movement and player movement, I don't need to call a play for that. As a coach, I can call high screen and roll, whatever the hell you want to call it, play 2. In the old days, WNBA side, the comments, play C. Everybody in the world knew what it was. High pick and roll. Left side, right side, high screen and roll. High pick and roll. That'd be my foundation of my play. High screen and roll. Other 3 players, cut, move with a purpose. That could be my offense. I ain't got to call 9,000 variations on it. Well, if coach would do this for Jalen Green, if coach would do this, if Jalen, you just run Jalen Green and LP high screen rolling, and everybody else play off of it. Jalen Green moved out the ball. Cut. LP will cut and pass. Ask LP will pass you the ball if you cut. This stuff ain't hard. This stuff is not hard. You overcomplicate things in half-court sets. Out-of-bound plays, that's a little different. You draw that up, you execute it. That's a different case. When you get down to transition, you get down to half-court. All right, guys, we know we're going to run high-speed roll, either middle, left, right. Other three guys, y'all move, back screen, cut. That's our offense. Simple. I don't need a coach to tell me that. You want to have Scoot LP run pick and roll? Fine. Jalen, LP run pick and roll? Fine. Throw it down to Jabari sometime in the post? Fine. Throw it down to LP in the post sometime? Fine. Jason in the post? Fine. This stuff's not hard. This is not complicated. You don't need that criticism of Steven Silas or any head coach. Look at how much did Mike Brown coach last night? Mike Brown spent most of the game with hands in his pockets. De'Aaron Fox, you know we want to run. Yep, coach, got it. This is not that complicated. So that part of it, I don't agree with. That criticism, I don't agree with. You don't need, and this part right here, if you don't stop folks, you can't get easy shots. You can't score in transition. The Rocket players, Jayshawn Tate specifically, and Kevin Porter Jr. specifically, media day. We get stops, we're going to get out and run. Scoot said, if we can score in transition, we don't need to call plays. We have the athleticism on this team. We shouldn't have to call a lot of plays. We're going to get stops and run. How often have they got stops this year? How often have they scored in transition after those stops, after they got a secured rebound? There's so many things wrong with this team. The players have not backed up their own words. The players. They said all this in October. And Slim, you put it up right there. We can talk about this. What? Let me see if I can put it up on my phone. Because y'all know I'm not. There's not too many secrets behind me, behind the curtain stuff, whatever. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. ESPN's Bobby Marks last week. One of his trades he would like to see in the insider section on ESPN, part of ESPN Plus. I got a subscriber, got to get the info. It revolved around trading Boban to Philly for a pick in Korkmaz. Okay, so trading Boban, Philly still got to get under the reduce their luxury tax burden. I saw the tweet before I came on about the tweet rumor about Grant Williams for Jayshawn Tate. Okay, that's out there. What was the other one I saw or read about? Y'all give me a comment. Tell me something else because it might refresh my memory. But Boban for Korkmaz from Philly, and I think a second round pick. Let's see. But there was another one. There was another. None of these deals involved Eric Gordon. None of these rumors. One was it? It was one involving KJ Martin, and that one didn't make any sense to me either. But none of these involving Eric Gordon. And I said it on Saturday. Let's talk Houston Rockets. Last week or so, Every rumor I've seen, heard, discussed involving the Rockets, none of them have involved Eric Gordon. Oh, I have so many issues with that, Rafael Stone. Come on, Rafael. You know, Eric Gordon for 2 weeks, basically these last 2 weeks, week to 10 days, 2 weeks, has been the veteran leader that I think the Rockets organization expected him to be, with his production on the court and not the post-game comments in the locker room about we haven't improved and sending out these emojis and things of that sort. The last couple of games, Eric Gordon was the vet is supposed to be. That is not taking into account the prior weeks and the rest of this season when he was just the vet of a pouting vet, a disgruntled vet, a get me out of here vet. Rafael, Eric doesn't want to be here. Did y'all see on the big screen? I don't know if the TV camera caught it last night after the game was over. Eric was walking off the floor, walking up the court. The look on his face was basically, I thought, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Just get me out of here. I don't want to be here. I'm tired of this. Get me out of here. So, yeah, I mean, get me out of here. Okay, yeah, it was Bobby Marks for the Rockets perspective, because the first trade with Boban was on the Philly perspective. It was KJ Martin to Phoenix for a 2023 top 14 protected first round pick. If not conveyed, Houston will receive a 2023 and 2025 second round pick from the Suns. Would y'all like that? I was like, no, why do I want to do that? Why would I want, why that? So KJ to Phoenix for a 2023 top 14 protected first round pick. If not, Houston will receive 2023 and 2025 second round picks from the Suns. So I'm with this part right here. It doesn't make sense to keep Eric Gordon. I understand it doesn't have a huge guarantee on his contract next season, and supposedly some teams are unwilling to trade because of that, the partial guarantee and all blah blah blah. Eric doesn't want to be here. Why keep a man who does not want to be here? It just makes the cancer grow. Do something. Show the fans that you care. Show your owner that you care. Your front office man, the Fertittas, your bosses that you care. Do something. And trading KJ Martin is one of your younger players who's been one of your better players this year. So I wouldn't do that. So let me see if I can get up the Eastern Conference version of Bobby Marks' work here. So WK, you don't like the trading KJ to the Suns for a first round lottery protected pick? I don't either. That doesn't make much sense to me either. Oh, let me see here. But none of the stuff I've heard, read, seen, none of the rumors involving the Rockets involves Eric Gordon. None of them. Now, it could be, I hope the case would be that Rafael, because I've said for a while, many deals that do happen are the ones we don't hear about. So it would be great if that would be the case regarding Eric Gordon. We're not hearing about it. It's everything is close to the vest, and that Eric Gordon is dealt by the deadline this Thursday. I think, was it 2 p.m. Thursday, 2 p.m. Central? Because I think the time has moved up in order to allow any players involved to travel and things of that sort. But let me see. I found the info. Philly. Bobby Marks, ESPN Insider, because he nailed the projected pick about a trade we like to see involving Kyrie to Dallas. He nailed that one. All right. Here we go. Yep. Trade we would like to see. Furkan Korkmaz, 2029 second and cash to the Rockets for Boban. The trade would put the 76ers below the luxury tax threshold. And if the second year of the Korkmaz contract is not appealing to teams, Jaden Springer and cash considerations could be traded to the Spurs for a future protected second round pick. But there you go. Furkan Korkmaz, a 2029, well, that's a long time way in the future, second round pick and cash to the Rockets for Boban. So there you go. KJ to the Suns for 2023 first round lottery protected pick. And then Boban to the Sixers, the Rockets East for Furkan Korkmaz, a 2029 pick and cash. So there we go. There. I don't not, I know you're being kind of sarcastic, but I haven't heard anything, health-wise related to Rafael. I want to say I saw Rafael in the hallway within the last 2 weeks after a game. So yeah, I've seen, that's about right, about the last 2 weeks or so. I've seen him, and that was about the first time I've seen him in a while. But yeah, I think that's about right. I saw him within the last 2 weeks in the hallway. But your thoughts on that, and what are your thoughts on the Grant Williams for Jayshawn Tate trade rumor? But none of these trade rumors are involving Eric Gordon. And getting back to it, if you missed it, Houston Cougars head coach Kelvin Sampson ended his comments regarding Tremont Mark, basically, but in general, better ball movement. If players do not do what we need them to do, then that's what the bench is for. That's Kelvin Sampson. You could say it. Let me see. Monday night, Kings. Bruno played 4 minutes. Jayshawn played 6. That was first quarter. Yeah, hold on. Bruno played 9. Jayshawn played 21. Tari played 18. Josh Christopher, with his snoozing on defense, played almost 16 minutes. And then Ty, Darius, and Oos each played 2:27. Kings shot 51% from 3. 21 for 41, including going 9 for 11 from 3 in the fourth quarter. The Kings made, I think, their first 8 threes in the fourth quarter. I think it was 8 for 8 and then a miss. Yeah. And then the ninth one was made in the final seconds. Made their first 8 threes in the fourth quarter. And most of those 8 threes were wide open. Wide open. So, but Grant Williams, I think in terms of contract and maybe luxury tax, has been mentioned as a trade piece for Boston, not just to the Rockets. I think Miami was another team mentioned for him. But I think Boston trading him would be more because of luxury tax implications, not because he's not a good player. uh, who would Philadelphia give us if we trade Eric Gordon to the Sixers? Heck, for my Korkmaz, second round picks. Something. It could be something in return. 2 second round picks. 3, if the Bucks rumors are true. 4 were discussed for Milwaukee. 2 picks for Eric Gordon. A player in return who won't see the light of day with the Rockets after this season. Whatever. Let's get something of value for Eric Gordon. Move on from him. Fair enough. I put up both of these comments from WK here. If he, talking about Rafael, talks publicly, he'll be asked about Silas, so best keep it zipped. That's his job, though. His job, talk to the media. He can give no comment to tough questions, but it's part of the job. But not every GM talks to media. It's not a frequent thing, but GMs, do talk to the media on occasion. And then also from WK, he's indifferent on trading Jay Sean. Don't think he's really a factor other than he's on a good team contract. Jay Sean on a very good team, which the Rockets clearly are not, would be 9th or 10th man. Good solid role player, could be a good glue guy kind of type, but I doubt he ever becomes a major contributor on a championship team. 20 minutes a game, something like that. But hey, that's that's where the Rockets are. We shall see. Trade deadline is February 9th. It's approaching. I hope he's working behind the scenes. I really do. And if he's working behind the scenes, it's really, really a salute to him, because he's really keeping it close to the vest. Because as fans of basketball and of the NBA, you guys have seen, read, heard, I'm sure, a lot of rumors these last few days, weeks, involving a lot of teams. But hardly any of it now involves Eric Gordon. So it's very stealth. If Rockets can't trade Eric Gordon and it shows the market value on him is super low, and they can give him a cheap extension, Terry, bite your tongue, Terry. Bite your tongue about him getting an extension, a contract extension. Perish the thoughts. But a few of my colleagues already said that. They've already said that the Rockets and Eric Gordon will agree to a contract extension. They've already said it. And I just shake my head. And they said it for a while. And the last few weeks, and I was like, oh, say it ain't so. Please be wrong. But JB, how you doing? Thank you very much for chiming in. Mike Will, how are you? I'm doing this a little different a couple of days before the trading deadline, but also wanted to talk about Coach Silas's post-game remarks from last night. He was much calmer today after practice. And also want to share the slide and information about if you want to make donation to the people of Turkey. Put that up right now as well. They need so much. But send your donations to the Turkish Consulate General in Houston, address 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050. Canned goods, food, diapers, cleaning and hygiene materials, bedding, coats, clothes, socks, underwear. They need so much. So anything you can do is appreciated. So once again, the Turkish Consulate General in Houston, address 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050. You can drop it off until 4 p.m. each day. So if you can do anything, please take time and help them. Appreciate it. But Mike, did you see here Coach Silas' comments? I'm going to flip it up for anybody who has not heard, because you heard, I'm sure as a Rocket fan, you've heard what Coach Silas said last night. I'm not going to play the whole clip, but comments from Houston head coach Kelvin Sampson from today's media session, and you guys pay particular attention to his final comments. Let me see here.
Is all he needs. So with Tremont, quit holding it, move it, but make the right play. His shot selection this year has not been very good at times, but having him have, and I think that's his third straight good game. He's had about 3 games where he was very decisive with his decision making, and the ball was moving when it hit his hands, and that makes our offense better. You know, there's a difference in holding the ball, and then all of a sudden the offense becomes stagnant, versus moving the ball and it's free flowing. That's one of the reasons why we scored 80 points this time versus 55 to last. The ball was moving a lot better. And you're always fighting that. Because you tell them to do it doesn't mean they're always going to do it. But that's where having a bench serves as a motivator too.
There it is. Just because you tell them something doesn't mean they're always going to do it. But that's what having a bench does. Serves as a motivator. JB, Mike Will, what are your thoughts on that right there from Coach Kelvin Sampson as it relates and pertains to Stephen Silas and the Rockets? Y'all agree with that? Is he on point? Is it an amen? Give me your thoughts. Gruff, thank you very much for chiming in also. But yeah, this is good. Right on, Mike. It was like supposed to do. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. He slammed the table. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Mike Will, amen. JB, I love it. Slim Boss, facts 100%. He's on point. Now, he was answering my question, and my question was about Tremont Mark and Tremont's playmaking ability. But as usual, Coach Sampson, in his answer, provides more insight and more kernels of knowledge that we can all use. So, but yeah, that is that. So that's why I wanted to play it. I posted on the community tab of the Houston Roundball Review. And family, if you have it, if you're not doing it already, visit the community tab, because I try to post some updates, content, links, videos, info, start lineups, all those things on those community tabs, info at the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. So become a subscriber, click that bell so you can receive the notifications of when I do those posts, because I posted the clip earlier and I wanted to get some comments from Rocket fans. And last I checked, I didn't get any. So it all ties in. Baba Shola says it right here. That as a head coach, And I'm repeating myself, but y'all know, Mike, Slim, JB, Baba Shola, you've been a regular to these live streams. I'm old school. Okay, I'm old, and I'm also old school. If a player is not making winning plays, sit his ass down. That's just me. I'm not concerned about you're in the NBA, you make 5 times more than me. Don't care. Do the right thing. Help the team win. Make the winning plays. That's me. But so that's your thoughts on that. Man, I miss, who was it? And no, it's a different day for doing Let's Talk Houston Rockets. It's not Saturday, obviously, but I won't be able to do this before the trade deadline because I'll be at games tomorrow and Thursday, college games, and then I'll be headed out of town after that for the weekend. And I'm still planning to do a Let's Talk Houston Rockets Saturday evening from my location. But that'll be obviously after the trade deadline. So I want to do this for you guys and just get your comments on Coach Silas and his reaction and frustration and everything following last night. And today, comments of players said, film session was an eye-opener. We weren't giving effort. A lot of things Jayshawn Tate said, the tape don't lie. You're not giving effort, it shows. It's good that Jayshawn said that, but come on, Jayshawn, this is your third year in the NBA. All these guys have played ball most of their lives. You shouldn't need to be told to give effort. But it's also my thing as a coach, as a head coach, if they're not giving effort, sit them down until they do give effort. Terry, concerned. I mean, Jabari's shot is bad. So it is an issue. I'm not worried about it long term because it's still his rookie year. But yeah, it needs improvement. No question, it needs improvement. He had a lot of open looks and he did not make them. 1 for 6 from 3, 5 for 15 overall. That's poor. That's not good enough. Especially you can contrast that with Keegan Murray going for 30 last night, including 8 for 12 from 3. So yeah, that's bad. That's an awful look. But as long as we're not having this discussion next season about Jabari's shot, I'll be okay. But yeah, it needs to be fixed. Got to be fixed because, that's an important part of his game. The floor spacing and the shot making, which everybody, not everybody, but me and a lot of folks believed was one of his strengths coming into the draft. So I think we can do this. And I agree with this. It should not take long for players to get the message that the coach is not playing. If you sit them down, hold them accountable, it shouldn't take long for the message to come through. Because if it does take long, then it's on the players. Players, they refuse to get it, then it might be time to get rid of them. You get to that point. Let's see here. Address a couple of things. AAU ball overall is a problem. It is a problem, but also it's an issue at some colleges too, some college programs. That's because if some of these youngsters are allowed the bad habits to continue bad habits in college, then it's going to continue them in the NBA until someone breaks them of those bad habits. So it all ties together. Jabari's 3-point shooting put this up as well. I don't believe the Rockets will ever, not ever, but this season bring Jabari off the bench because it'll probably be, they think of as an insult to him or a sign of they've made a mistake. So probably not. But I get where you're coming from though, Mike. Shake it up a little bit there because, I asked Coach Silas weeks ago about any consideration to making a change to the starting lineup. And he just, no, shot me down with a quickness. Jabari does not get enough action in the mid post. Low post, I don't think he's strong enough yet to bang low down the block. And I don't believe he right now has a go-to move in the low post. Other than turn around and do a face-up and then shoot over the person. He needs to work on that. Usman, third string. His hands are bad. Bruno's hands seem like they're getting worse. So, playing them second or third, flip a coin. JB, you have zero confidence in the players, the front office, both. The picks the Rockets got from the Nets, I think long term it looks pretty good. Looks promising. As long as Cam Thomas, and at some point, I guess the Nets will be building their team around Cam Thomas, Mr. Buckets. Try to move the picks. Both, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I mean, you don't have a lot of reason right now to have confidence. And I mean, most of you guys right now seem to indicate y'all do not believe the Rockets would do anything via trade by Thursday. So what? Saturdays, let's just leap forward. Slim, JB, WK, Terry. Who else we got? Jerry, Mike. You guys would fast forward. Saturdays, let's talk Houston Rockets. Rockets don't do squat by Thursday. How does that impact y'all the rest of this season? Solo, how you doing? I'm gonna play a clip from Coach Sampson for you to check out as well. Anybody else is chiming in lately? Just hopped on in the last few minutes. But this fast forward to Saturdays. Let's talk Houston Rockets. And the Rockets Rafael does nothing Thursday. Nothing. No buyout, nothing. JB says he's already out. And Terry, I don't know about a statue, but like I said, contract extension. To my buddy said, look for it. Look for it. Look for it. It's coming. I'm just like, come on, man. Come on. Y'all can't be serious. They're like, look for it, man. Look, KG, I'm telling you. I'm like, man. So, and if he gets the contract extension, then this from Solo is accurate. Will happen. If Eric gets a contract extension, he will retire a Rocket. I just, just shake my head on that, man. So Jerry says he expects nothing. So if they do, it'll be a bonus. Okay. All right, Solo, this is for you because Slim says no moves by deadline is a fail by the organization of the highest order. Well, and then we got this. We're going to try to get James, which I would hate. WK would be disappointed, put all in for Wemby. And that's it. That would, if the Rockets don't win lottery and don't get Wemby nor Scoot, this season would be a disaster. Complete, just utter. That'd be the cow manure on top of the cake of this season. If they don't get the first or second pick in the lottery. But Solo, check this out. I'm going to play this clip, part of this clip from Coach Sampson, Kelvin Sampson, because I think Rocket fans can really relate to it. It's the last 20 seconds of it. Let's pay a little bit more. See if I get the part about ball movement as well. But Solo, the last few seconds are for you and Rocket fans. So here we go. Kelvin Sampson.
There's a difference in holding the ball and then all of a sudden the offense becomes stagnant versus moving the ball and it's free flowing. That's one of the reasons why we scored 80 points this time versus 55 the last. The ball was moving a lot better. And you're always fighting that. Because you tell them to do it doesn't mean they're always going to do it. But that's where having a bench serves as a motivator too.
All right, Solo, there you go. Your thoughts on what you just heard from Kelvin Sampson. Terry, you can't see Eric being moved? Terry, I don't care about Eric scoring. Eric's leadership has been up and down this season. He doesn't want to be here. Rafael get off asking for the moon for Eric. he gets something for Eric. Eric can score for a playoff team. Eric can score for a team contending for a championship. Eric can do that. Eric, I'll see where I am. I'm not a fan, but I'm at the point you can get something for Eric. 2 picks, 2 second-round picks, 3 second-round picks, something for Eric, and move on from him. Move on. But yeah, so I hope you heard the comment from Kelvin Sampson, because I want to get your thoughts, because Mike Will has chimed in. Everyone else pretty much commented. And there it is right there. Coach talking about Sampson just pretty much summarized the ISO ball the Rockets play most of the game, not moving the ball. And so then the part about Clown Show, or John Wall referred to the organization as trash. Rockets have a perception problem around the league. That's an issue. Oh, Terry, I believe Rafael still is holding out for a first-round pick for Eric Gordon. I really do. It's not. He still believes Eric's worth a first-round pick, and maybe he's asking for a first-round pick because he doesn't really want to trade Eric Gordon. Maybe, yep. That could be part of it as well. I don't know. It just Solo agrees with Sampson. I think everybody does. Agrees with Coach Sampson on those comments. But here we are. Rockets 13-41. Stephen Silas was frustrated last night after the 140 the Rockets gave up to Sacramento, a lot of them on open looks. Ben Simmons is a shell of himself now. Jada Goat, that's a new name. Thank you for your comment. I think the Rockets could use a Wemby or a Scoot Henderson. Beyond that, I'm okay with, probably depending on who it is they get at, if they don't get the first or second pick, trading the pick. Yeah. But going to wrap it up. Not a reminder, but let everyone know I'm going to be on with Nate Griffin Wednesday, 7:22 Central Time to discuss the Rockets on the Houston Midday Show on KRIV 526 news show, 7 o'clock hour. My segment, my appearance is slated for 7:22 in the morning, 7:22 a.m. Me and Nate Griffin will be discussing the Rockets for probably a couple of minutes. Nate asked me if I was available a few hours ago, so look for that. I don't believe it'll be recorded or anything like that, or live stream, but if you can check it out, tomorrow, February 8th, 7:22 a.m. Central Time, Nate Griffin and me discussing the Houston Rockets on the Houston Morning Show on Fox 26 News. Last but not least, one more time, if you can help the people, the Turkish community, please do so. Info again, the address to the consulate is 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050, Houston, Texas. Clothes, winter clothes, coats, jackets, raincoats, boots, sweatshirts, sweatpants, pants, gloves, scarves, shawls, berets, hats, socks, underwear, tents, mattresses, blankets, sleeping bags, heaters, thermoses, flashlights, generators, canned goods, baby food, diapers, cleaning and hygiene materials, sanitary pads. They need so much. So if you can stop by the consulate office, please do so, or mail the items to 5333 Westheimer Road, Suite 1050. Thank you as always. Terry, like I said, I reached out to the protocol with the Rockets organization regarding my interview with Luke and another person within the Rockets. I have yet to hear back from them. I'm following the protocol as requested. Just leave it at that. So until Saturday night, everyone take care. Rockets play the Kings for the 4th time this season tomorrow, February 8th, in town. Second of this 2-game set. And Houston Cougars men's team also in town tomorrow. They're hosting Tulsa. We will have our Let's Rage Cougs post-game show after the Cougs Tulsa game here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Probably start around 10 o'clock or so. So thank you very much for everybody for chiming in, Rocket fans. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to chop it up with me to discuss your Houston Rockets. So until Saturday, everybody take care. Peace.